Good afternoon, YouTube. My name is Will. Of course, you know Enzo. Once again, Lotus is... Lotus, what are you doing exactly? Lotus, what are you doing? Anyways, as you saw in yesterday's video, we did the Evo 8s. Today, same MO, Evo 9. Yes, if you watched that video and you're watching this one, you'll notice that I'm wearing the same clothes and we're in the same location because, yeah, I shot both intros at the same time. Sue me for thinking ahead a little bit. Anyways, as always, comment below with any questions you have about any of these cars. Let me know what you think. Yes, I know there are other websites. Auto Trader is just the easiest to go through. I like that people have to pay to be on it too. They tend to be more serious sellers. And with that, we're going to head out of here and get shopping for some Evo 9s. And before I forget, always you can message me directly with any Evos that you're specifically looking to buy. Instagram's the easiest way. If I don't respond within 24 hours, like comment on a photo or something, like, hey, check your DMs. Sometimes they get spammed. Other than that, let's get to it. All right, this is take two because I wasn't screen recording the first time. Awesome. We're going to skip these first two because they're sponsored listings. This one here, there's only the one photo. It might be a stock photo. I kind of think it is. That looks familiar. And it kind of shows like the SE wheels and stuff, so I have no idea what this is. If you live near it and you want to find out more, it might be a car worth looking at, but honestly, it's hard to say. Might as well have no photos. All right, and then I got partially into this one. Basically, this dealership seems to have a lot of Evos all the time. There's been some fender pulling. I'm not a fan of that. I like the look of it, and if it's done right, it can look good, and I feel like be okay. But it makes me real nervous because they look good in photos. They look good from a few feet away, but then when you get up close, a lot of them don't look so good. So I'd be very mindful of that. I have no idea what these wheels are. I'm not a wheel person. They might be worth something. They might be crap. I don't know. As far as how they look, I don't care for them. That's as far as I had gotten on the first take before I realized. Other than the hood, I think it might be the factory hood. It might just be vinyl wrapped or something because the roof is the same way. My only issue with vinyl wrap is you really want to probably have it taken off so you can inspect how the body actually looks because it can hide a lot more than you think it can. And these holes down here, they're little body plugs. They tend to fall out, unfortunately, so that's nothing to be too alarmed by. Personally, I'd want them back because I think it looks weird. All right, got some hard piping, got an intake. Heat shield's missing, so they've probably done some more mods. Looks like they've got coilovers for the suspension, radiator. So they could have just taken the heat shield off, but they may have had like a different turbo or something, and then they just kind of swapped it back. It's hard to say. You'll definitely kind of want to look around for evidence of that. Rotors aren't in terrible shape. I don't know, the fenders don't look pulled in this photo. They really did in the other one, so they might not be. But with wheels that aggressive, I would think it would have to rub then. It does have the proper seats, so that's good. Got an AM gauge, it looks like. Maybe like a wideband or something. A couple of them, actually. Yeah, so overall, the inside looks fine for a car with 100,000 miles, kind of what you'd expect. I'd want to know more about the mods. Oh, they do say some of it here. So Busher exhaust. It does just say black hood. Moose, never heard of them. Okay. Massively larger injectors, which means they were probably running a much bigger turbo at some point. So yeah, I mean, this car's definitely been modded out a little bit more, so you need to be very mindful of that. And the prices for the mileage, it's a little high. If it was like stock or closer to stock, I'd be way more interested at that price. All right, more miles, more money. guess that's what happens when you live in California. But then again, that's why you should negotiate. Terrible photos. Terrible. It's missing the plugs again, and it's got the drill holes for the license plate, so it did have a license plate. And that's all the photos. I think those are the inky wheels. It's kind of hard to tell. Excuse me. If you want details, please call or text. Why not just put them up on the website? I don't know. This dealership seems kind of silly already, and the car's way overpriced, so I don't know if it's near you and you want to check it out. There's nothing like obviously wrong with it, but it doesn't look like a dealership that I necessarily trust right off the bat. All right, here's that Chicago dealership again. 82,000 miles, 24,000. It's got a bunch of mods again. Not a bunch, but it's got some. So it's missing the wing. It's got this Rexpeed wing here. Personally, I'd rather just have the factory wing. It does still have the drill holes for it, though. You could probably sell this wing for a little bit. I think they look hideous, but obviously other people disagree. They just do it because it matches up with the drill holes, but whatever. Looks like kind of like a factory suspension ride height, honestly. It's got the lip. It's got an intake. Radiator. I don't know why that's so common lately. Wheels and brakes look in decent shape. Interior looks a little more rough, especially given the mileage. Overall, though, I mean, I like this better than the other one they're selling. But the price is just, it's a little high. Not a lot high, but a little. I'm not clicking on ones without photos. All right, so what do we have here? Is this an MR? What is this? Yep, looks to be an MR. Okay. Oh, so nice of them to put their crappy dealer badge on there. Looks to be probably lowered a little bit, maybe. I mean, my goodness, they put like a freaking billboard on the back of this car. Like, are you kidding me? I'd make them take that off before you sign any papers. It needs a good paint correction. Obviously, it's black, so it shows everything. It's got the appearance package, it looks like. So it's got the red stitch seats. This is what is mistakenly often referred to as the MRSE. There's no such thing. Some questionable boost gauge just kind of hanging off there. I mean, I get that that's probably intentional, but whatever. But then they left the factory. Okay, so it's got 2 going? That doesn't seem good. Kind of doing something weird with the vacuum lines here, going above and below the piping. I'm guessing that has something to do with their boost gauge. You know what, though? I mean, billboard on the trunk aside, given the mileage and the price. It's not a terrible car, honestly. I mean, it's an MR with the appearance package, which are somewhat desirable. So, yeah, I mean, it's not a terrible car to look at. All right. So we got the Volk wheels or knockoffs, I'm not sure which. We got a lip, painted rotors, or calipers, I mean. Looks like, yeah, the motor's painted to match. So the head's been off. JDM bumper, or at least what looks to be a JDM bumper. You'd want to make sure it's actually an OEM bumper and not like some fiberglass knockoff. Okay, so this is an MR. Let's see. Fully serviced new head gasket. Oh. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, the head's been off. You just want to make sure that it really just kind of was for maintenance, I guess. But I mean, 80,000 miles, there's really no reason the head would need to come off in 80,000 miles. So I definitely want to be more inquisitive about that. I definitely want to confirm this is an OEM bumper. I think they said the wheels down there, and they didn't say Volk. I'm not a wheel expert, so definitely check those out. Yeah, I mean, it's not terrible, though. I just want to know more information is the thing. And obviously, you got to be a fan of silver with yellow accents. All right, 61,000. So milos are getting lower. It's black again. Not a fan of black, but that's not what we're discussing here. It's got some aftermarket wheels. It's got some slotted rotors. Appears to be a GSR. Oh, we got all kinds of fun stuff going on down here, it looks like. It looks more like a stock turbo, but those are not the stock manifold. Some weird looking mini battery. A lot of weird looking things here. An SE, I guess? I didn't even notice. So the SE wheels are gone, that means. So that sucks. It's got some front mount on it. Yeah, it says special edition, yep. .3 stage 1 stroke from Jam? Who is Jam? Yeah, I'm gonna go with no. There was already some things I didn't like about this. Also, it's got a FP black turbo. Okay, that's why it looks stock. Why you would do a black with an HKS 272 cams? I mean, those cams. Anyways. Yeah, unless you live near Maryland and want to check this out and can get him to come down a significant amount, me personally, I would have no interest in this car, even if it was close to me. All right, RS. So it's got a front mount, and they added a wing, which is kind of annoying, but it does look like it's at least an Evo wing, so there's that. Except it's an Evo wing from an 03, or, well, an Evo 8 anyways. Which I will say with the black, I always like the look of these ones better, to be honest. But the clear coat would always peel off, so guess as long as you got that resolved. Got an exhaust on it. Looks pretty clean. It's got an intake, it's got some hard piping, small battery. Overall looks pretty clean though. Still got the stickers, that's nice. Or they put them back, I'm not sure which. Looks pretty stock on the inside. They moved the gauges up like somebody previously did on mine. I don't know that highlighting the factory gauges is the best thing, but it's whatever. Yeah, I mean, I know most of you probably don't want an RS. If I was looking for me personally in Evo right now, I would look more at it. I'm not thrilled with that price, but the mileage is pretty good. It's not great. If this was like 40,000 miles, I'd be way more interested personally, but yeah, I mean, some basic bolt-ons, nothing too crazy. I don't know why they did injectors. But yeah, I mean, it's not a bad looking car, to be honest, if you're okay with an RS. Alright, MR, 90,000 miles, 29,000. No, that's just way too high. AMS front mount, some wheels, I'm not sure who makes those. It's got the front lip. What is it with Gretty all of a sudden? Okay, Volk wheels. So if they're real Volks, at least you could sell them. Brembos have been painted. I don't know if it's just because of the wheels and the silver, but those brakes look weird. Slotted rotors. Looks to be a JDM rear. You'd want to confirm that as always. I think it's just the silver on the rotors just makes them look, or the calipers just makes them look weird. Also, actually a rally art lip, although it looks pretty abused. Interior looks okay, given the mileage. Supposedly FP green. Oh, yeah, okay. So it is different brakes. I knew those didn't look right. All right. Personally, I don't have any interest in this car when they start doing things like that. It means they were probably tracking it and stuff. I don't know. It just... Yeah, 90,000 miles. Was it somebody's track toy, possibly? Just not that interested in it. This is just way too expensive. And I don't get what the new thing is with putting the black on the intercoolers, but that seems to be a common thing. Obviously, you got this stupid little sticker. Wow, okay. Yeah, you know what? I'm out. If that's something you're interested in. He's just got Kelford cans. Yeah, I mean, there's a ton of mods. So, I mean, personally, I wouldn't go anywhere near this car. But you might be able to part out a bunch of it, so I don't know. If that's something you want to get into and you can drive the car and do some compression tests, do some overall testing, make sure it runs okay, it's probably not a terrible deal with some of those parts. You know, there's some name brand parts on there that you could sell. Especially like this AMS part here. That thing's expensive. So it looks like we got a gutted interior, which is a shame. Taillights have been swapped, it looked like. Yeah, completely gutted. Yep, again, I mean, there's really not much to say here. If there's something that interests you, I wouldn't buy it, but... Oh, $50,000. Yeah, I don't care how many miles it has, buddy. And then you want to give like 2 photos. Yeah, no. No thanks. Okay, more miles, more money. And it looks even worse. Yes, another track car. What's up with the track cars lately? Yeah, so I guess if you're interested in a track car, there's a few of them for you to choose from. Other than that, not a whole lot going on. I think, no, not that one. I think, the RS had some potential. I think this one was the one that had some potential, even though the dealership seemed kind of weird. This one was a little overpriced, I feel like, but it had some potential. So yeah, I mean, there's a few with some potential. As always, if you got specific questions, you want to leave them below or message me directly on Instagram. Other than that, I will see you guys on the next video.